It's been a while since we've heard from the Professional Esports Association, aka PEA. Ever since the whole PEA League versus players fiasco that went down at the beginning of 2017, the PEA has been mostly silent. And I say mostly because they still put out a couple of announcements throughout last year, and the PEA website is still a thing. But for the most part, we haven't heard much about them. So I've been real curious what they've been up to. Have they completely disbanded? Were they still working in esports at all? So I reached out and asked a couple of questions. As it turns out, PEA has been, according to them, extremely busy. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of what I found and what we talked about, let's quickly recap some of the history of what went down in the PEA timeline and what we know. PEA's former commissioner is Jason Katz, and according to him, in an interview, he said that conversations about starting and creating a Professional Esports Association for North America happened around February-March in 2016. And if you click around like I did, it's also easy to see that a PEA Twitter account was created in June 2016. So we can assume that conversations about doing this or creating this association and creating it properly, at the very least, started around mid-2016. On September 8th that year, the teams that co-founded and now co-own the PEA made an announcement saying that they would supposedly, and these are going to be their words that I'm reading now, form a league that would empower players, set a new standard for transparency in the industry, and join the esports ecosystem without disrupting other tournaments on the circuit. And of course, by the power of hindsight, we now know that wasn't true. But anyway, that same day, Complexity CEO and founder Jason Lake makes this great post on Twitter about esports history being made and shares this photo of all the team owners looking buddy-buddy in it, and of course the CSGO players pimp and hazed in it. And just as a reminder, the founding teams in the PEA are Cloud9, TSM, Team Liquid, CLG, NRG Esports, Immortals, and Complexity. In the press release that was sent out to media, Andy Miller, the CEO of NRG, was listed as the contact, and the league would allegedly be fully funded by the teams themselves. December 2016 is when things started getting messy. Of course, there was that open letter from Sir Scoots, and then we saw all the back and forth, the Twit Longer drama. There was a lot of posting of chat logs online and back and forth. It was just, drama season was out, right? And then EPL was chosen, and the PEA pretty much went silent. In February 2017, the PEA puts out an announcement saying that their commissioner, Jason Katz, as well as additional staff, have been relieved of their positions. They don't go into any detail about why, but it's kind of obvious that there's a link between that and what happened with their CSGO league. In May 2017, the PEA announces that Misfits and Dignitas have joined the organization. And this is pretty much the last official communication from the PEA, which is over 9 months ago now. We're now well into 2018, and there hasn't been any news of whether a new commissioner has been appointed or if a new team was built up to fill out the roles that were left open. The PEA website is still there, but doesn't have much in the way of updated information. Still, it was one of the only channels that I could officially contact it through, so I reached out to the address supplied, and it led to a PR agency who had previously represented the PEA. Now, a spokesperson from that agency actually responded and said that they had not represented the PEA for over a year now, and that the PEA had actually closed down a while ago. Here's where I was like, wait, hold up. The Professional Esports Association closed down and nobody knows about this? This news wasn't made public. Had the PEA members tried to quietly kill their project? So I pressed for comment from someone, anyone who could talk about this supposed closure of the Professional Esports Association. I was forwarded on to Bob Etienne from Cloud9, who then forwarded me on to Andy Miller, the co-owner and CEO of NRG Esports, who I spoke about earlier, and he's also the co-owner of the Sacramento Kings. Miller confirmed to me that the PEA is still active and that they've been busier than they've ever been. I'll have a link in the video description to a full text version of the full interview that I conducted with Miller, but basically he said that the PEA has been very busy, behind the scenes, working a lot with developers and publishers and helping to guide them to break into the esports space. He said that they're very active and they meet every week to have discussions. One particular thing he said which caught my interest was the following quote. "The group is all North American based orgs right now. Although most of us have some teams in other regions as well, we want to represent all of our teams, but we have been focusing on bringing our marketing and fan base, which is mainly North American, to brands and publishers. We've no plans to launch our own league. We're definitely talking with a number of publishers about helping them launch their esports leagues." He talked about how the PEA is helping publishers to activate with esports, which is interesting because it's kind of backwards compared to the scenario that we usually have where communities form around games organically and then the esports comes after that. But that's a whole other discussion entirely. He did confirm that the PEA were not looking at CSGO right now, but that they would hopefully have something to announce in the next few months. So knowing my luck, probably by the time that this video is released to the public and uploaded, they've already announced something. I did also reach out to Jason Katz for comment and gave him several weeks to respond, but didn't get anything. So we know now that the PEA has been pretty active behind the scenes and that they don't have any plans to get back into the CSGO tournament space anytime soon, which kind of is understandable now considering how tight space is getting with new leagues cropping up everywhere. You know, it's getting really competitive. But at the end of the day, that kind of just benefits the community more. I mean, means more opportunities for players, more opportunities for people to work in esports, and I think that benefits everyone as a whole. Maybe one day we'll see the PEA come back and announce a North American focused CSGO league. Who knows? But until then, I wouldn't be surprised if they announce plans that involve another competitive gaming space. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed this content, maybe drop a comment or subscribe to us on YouTube. That'd be really awesome. I'm Zoreen and I hope to see you all next time.